What if your neighbors vanished overnight by the millions? Between 1941 and 1945, Nazi Germany orchestrated one of the most horrifying crimes in human history, the Holocaust. Over 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, Roma, disabled people, Poles, Soviet POWs, and more, were systematically murdered in a genocide driven by hatred, propaganda, and cold bureaucracy. It didn't begin with gas chambers. First came words, blame, laws. In 1933, as Adolf Hitler rose to power, Jewish citizens were stripped of their rights, their jobs, and their dignity. The Nazis promoted a twisted vision of racial purity, where Jews were dehumanized and scapegoated for Germany's struggles after World War I. By 1935, the Nuremberg Laws had banned Jews from marrying non-Jews and declared them no longer citizens. Then came the violence. In 1938, Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass, saw hundreds of synagogues burned, Jewish businesses destroyed, and thousands arrested. But this was only the beginning. When World War II erupted, the Nazis began rounding up Jews across Europe and forcing them into ghettos, crowded, walled-off districts where starvation and disease ran rampant. And then, the final solution. By 1942, the Nazis launched a coordinated plan to exterminate the Jews of Europe. Industrial killing centers were built, Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor, and others. Trains packed with men, women, and children arrived daily. Most were murdered upon arrival. Some were worked to death. Few survived. Here's a chilling detail. At Auschwitz, the Nazis kept detailed records. In some cases, the exact number of people killed in a single day was logged, as if it were a routine task. But in the face of terror, there was resistance. Jews smuggled messages, led uprisings, and hid children with strangers. Some non-Jews risked their lives to protect others, people like Oskar Schindler, who saved over 1,000 Jewish workers, or the Danish resistance, which ferried almost all of Denmark's Jews to safety in Sweden. 1945, as Allied troops liberated the camps, they found piles of corpses, emaciated survivors, and a silence that screamed louder than words. The Holocaust is not just a tragedy of the past, it is a warning. Reminds us how easily fear can be weaponized, how words can lead to violence, and how indifference enables evil. In a world still grappling with anti-Semitism and hate, remembering is not enough. We must act, speak, and teach. If we forget the Holocaust, we risk repeating its lessons. So ask yourself, what kind of world do we want to live in, and what are we willing to do to protect it?